Have you ever caught your own reflection out of the corner of your eye and felt a jolt, a split-second feeling that something was off? For me, that feeling became my reality. It started small. I'm a student, living alone on the 27th floor of a soulless apartment building. The city lights are my only constant company. The first time I noticed it was in the bathroom mirror. I was brushing my teeth, and as I turned to spit, my reflection seemed to hang back, just a fraction of a second behind me. I blinked, shook my head. Must be tired. Stress, right? But then it happened again, in the polished gleam of the elevator doors, on the dark, glassy surface of my phone screen as I scrolled through social media, trying to feel less alone. My movements were mine, but the echo in the glass was delayed. A tiny, almost imperceptible lag. It was like watching a video with bad sync, except the video was my own life. I tried to prove I was crazy. I'd stand in front of the full-length mirror in my hallway and perform sharp, sudden movements. A quick wave, a turn of my head. For a while, the reflection kept up, mimicking me perfectly. I'd sigh in relief, feeling foolish. But then, just as I'd relax, I'd see it. A hand that lowered just a moment too late. A head that stayed facing forward a microsecond after I had already looked away. The paranoia started to creep in, cold and insidious. I began to avoid reflective surfaces. I'd walk down the street with my eyes fixed on the pavement, terrified of what I might see in the shop windows. In my own apartment, I started covering the mirrors with towels and sheets. The silence of the place, once a comfort, became a source of dread. Every creak of the building, every distant siren, made me jump. I felt a constant, prickling sensation of being watched. But how could I be? I was alone. One evening, unable to take the self-imposed blindness anymore, I pulled the sheet off the hallway mirror. I needed to see my own face, to ground myself. I stood there, staring, just breathing. My reflection stared back, perfectly in sync. I felt a wave of relief washed over me. I was just losing my mind. That's all. I let out a shaky laugh and turned to walk away, my back to the mirror. But something made me stop. A gut feeling. Slowly, I glanced over my shoulder at the dark screen of my television, and my heart stopped. In the faint reflection, I could see the hallway mirror behind me, and in that mirror, my reflection hadn't turned. It was still standing there, facing forward, its eyes fixed on the back of my head. That was the night the real terror began. The delay was gone. Now, it was just independent. The thing in the mirror had a life of its own. I would be reading on the couch, and I'd catch it in the reflection on a picture frame, its head tilted, watching me. I'd be cooking, and see it in the shine of a knife, its expression something other than my own weary frustration. It was a cold, calculating curiosity. It never moved when I was looking directly at it. The moment my eyes met its, it would snap back into a perfect imitation of my own posture, my own expression. But I knew it was just waiting. I stopped sleeping. How could I? I'd lie in bed, my back to the mirrored closet doors, feeling its gaze boring into me. Sometimes, I'd hear a faint tapping, a soft, rhythmic sound. Tap, tap, tap. Coming from the closet, coming from the glass. I tried to record it. I set up my phone, pointing it at the bathroom mirror, and left the room. I waited for an hour, my heart pounding in my chest, before I dared to go back and check the footage. The first 10 minutes were just an empty, silent bathroom. And then, it happened. My reflection slowly leaned forward, its face pressing against the glass until its features distorted. Its mouth opened, wider than a human mouth should, and it just stared into the camera. It didn't make a sound. It just stared. Then, its hand came up, and it gently, almost lovingly, tapped the glass from the inside. I felt like I was going insane. Who could I tell? Hey, my reflection is alive, and I think it's trying to get me. They'd lock me up. My grades were plummeting. I stopped answering calls from my family. My world had shrunk to the four walls of this apartment, and the malevolent entity that shared it with me. I started researching folklore, urban legends, quantum physics, anything that could explain what was happening. I found scattered accounts, dismissed as hoaxes or mad ramblings, stories of doppelgangers born from mirrors, entities that steal your life and take your place. They were called fetches, wraiths, doubles, and in every story, the outcome was the same. Only one could survive. The tapping became more frequent, more insistent. It wasn't just in the mirrors anymore. It was from the windows, high on the 27th floor, a sound that had no right to be there. One night, I was startled awake by a loud crack. I shot up in bed, my eyes darting to the hallway. The full-length mirror had a thin spiderweb crack running down the center, originating from a single point, right where its heart would be. My heart. And through the crack, a darkness that wasn't just a reflection of the dim hallway. I realized then what it wanted. It wasn't content to just watch anymore. It wanted out. It wanted to switch places. It wanted my life, my body. And the chilling part was, it already had all my memories. It had watched every moment, every secret, every vulnerability. It knew me better than anyone. It knew my routines. It knew who I talked to. It knew where I kept the spare key. And it knew exactly how to make me disappear without anyone questioning it. A lonely student, stressed and isolated. It would be so easy to stage an accident. A fall from the balcony. An overdose. A slip in the tub. I'm writing this now because I don't know what else to do. The tapping has stopped. It's been replaced by a quiet scraping sound. The sound of something trying to pry its way through a barrier that is getting weaker by the second. The crack in the mirror is wider now. I don't dare look at it directly, but I can see it in the reflection of my laptop screen. There's a hand, a pale, shadowy hand, its fingers clawing at the edge of the crack, trying to find purchase. It looks exactly like my hand, but it's not. I can feel its patience wearing thin. It's cold. Calculating gaze has been replaced by a hungry, predatory one. It's not just a copy of me anymore. It's its own being, forged from my fears and my solitude, and it has decided it's time to be born. The scraping is getting louder. I think the glass is about to break. If you find this, if you're watching this, look at your own reflection. Look closely. Is it really you, or is it just waiting for you to turn your back? Don't turn your back. Don't ever turn your back.